What's up guys, it's your boy Hercules back with another video. Today is going to be an interesting video. I had a thought and I had a conversation with my family the other day, and we were talking about selfishness. And usually that's a universal, oh, selfish, you're bad if you're selfish. I never saw selfishness as a bad thing. One, the most successful people are selfish. Two, everyone I think is kind of selfish. And I was explaining this to my mom and dad, and the more I talked about it, the more I realized it makes sense. So my stance on selfishness is it's not a terrible thing, it's a natural thing. Looking out for yourself is a natural thing. It's evolutionary. You want to take care of yourself, you want to live, you want to take care of those that you love. So of course you're going to be selfish in some sense. And what I got at is everyone is selfish. Everyone looks out for themselves, obviously. And there's different degrees on how selfish you may be. There's one person who only thinks about him all the time, me, and there's this side of the spectrum where obviously this person takes care of themselves because they care about themselves, but they also help out a lot of people and volunteer and stuff. But you can be on either side of the spectrum, but either way, you are selfish in some way. And then I thought of it because there is some selfishness where I see it and like, oh, that's bad. But not all selfishness is bad. So let me explain. The way I put it is there's two types of desires, selfish desires, you could say, that a person has. They are the upper desires and the lower desires. What do these mean? So, selfish desires I have, the upper selfish desires I have, would be like wanting to eat so I can stay alive, wanting to have shelter around me so I can stay alive, wanting to be warm at night during the winter time so I can uh, be a healthy person and not freeze to death. All these things, you could say, oh, that's not selfish. It is selfish because you're looking out for yourself, but these are upper desires, they are baseline desires. Lower desires, desires for um, wealth, and I don't mean money in general. I mean wealth, which is an abundance of money. Wealth, pleasure, like sex, even food in a sense, like really expensive or just tasty, junky food. Playing video games, the pleasure you get from that. You do these things selfishly because you get things from them and you feel good. But those are lower desires. And what I say is every time we do something is selfish. So I hope that makes sense, the upper and lower desires. There's desires that are more moral, you could say, and there's desires that aren't as moral, you could say. But even when someone is being unselfish, you hear that word. I don't think anyone can be unselfish. Someone unselfish. Okay, I paid, I contributed $100,000 to my church to feed the homeless. Okay, great. Why did I do that? Well, I wanted to um, help the homeless, of course. I want to be unselfish. I want them to be able to get accommodated and live better lives. Okay, that is great. And if you're doing that, I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. But it is selfish. And again, people get this selfish and as a negative thing. I don't think it's a negative thing. This is a selfish act in a way. Why? Because you're doing this because it either makes you feel good or you truly want them, which I hope this is the case for people who donate and do charity work. You truly want the people that you're helping to live a better life. You truly want better for them. That's great, but that is somewhat selfish because you want that. It's an upper desire. It's a upper selfishness desire because you're getting them a better life. That's a good upper desire at the cost of your own money, a lower desire. So again, selfishness is just a thought I had, and let me know in the comments if you agree with me that everyone is selfish and that selfishness is not a bad thing. Depending on how selfish you are and what type of selfishness it is, then it could be bad. But I don't think selfishness in and of itself is bad.